Good day everyone, I am Andre Dardo from Group 2. I'm here to discuss the behaviors that can be learned through modeling, conditions necessary for effective modeling to occur, effects of modeling on behavior, educational implications on social learning theory. So first, let us discuss the behaviors that can be learned through modeling. Many behaviors can be learned at least partly through modeling. Examples that can be cited are students can watch parents read, students can watch the demonstrations of mathematics problems, or see someone act bravely in a fearful situation. Aggression can be learned through models. Research indicates that children become more aggressive when they observe aggressive or violent models. Moral thinking and moral behavior are influenced by observation and modeling. This includes moral judgments regarding right and wrong, which can in part develop through modeling. Here are the conditions necessary for effective modeling to occur. Bandura mentions 4 conditions that are necessary before an individual can successfully model the behavior of someone else. First is the attention. The person must first pay attention to the model. The first step in learning through modeling is that the observer must focus on the model's behavior. Without paying attention, the observer won't be able to learn. For instance, if a student is distracted while a teacher demonstrates a math problem, they won't absorb the necessary steps to solve it themselves. Second is retention. The observer must be able to remember the behavior that has been observed. After paying attention, the observer must retain or remember what was observed. It's not enough to just see the behavior, it must be stored in memory. If a student watches a demonstration but forgets the process, they won't be able to replicate it later. Third is the motor reproduction. The third condition is the ability to replicate the behavior that the model has just demonstrated. This means that the observer has to be able to replicate the action, which should be a problem with a learner who is not ready developmentally to replicate the action. To learn a behavior, the observer must have the physical or cognitive ability to perform it. If a task is beyond the current developmental stage, like a young child trying to solve an advanced math problem, they won't be able to reproduce the behavior, even if they have observed it carefully. And the fourth is motivation. The final necessary ingredient for modeling to occur is motivation. Learners must want to demonstrate what they have learned. Finally, the observer must have a reason or desire to replicate the behavior. This could come from external rewards or personal interest. Without motivation, even if they have know how to replicate the behavior, they might not bother to do so. Here are the effects of modeling on behavior. First, modeling teaches new behaviors. So, by observing others, people can learn entirely new skills or actions they haven't tried before. For example, a student might learn how to solve a new type of math problem by watching a teacher's demonstration. Second is modeling influences the frequency of previously learned behaviors. So, watching others can either increase or decrease how often someone engages in behaviors they already know. For instance, if a child sees their classmates being praised for raising their hands in class, they may start raising their hands more often. Third is modeling may encourage previously forbidden behaviors. When people observe others engaging in behaviors that were previously considered inappropriate or forbidden, they may be more likely to engage in those behaviors themselves. For example, a child might begin swearing after hearing other siblings to do so without facing consequences. And the fourth is modeling increases the frequency of similar behaviors. Observing a model can encourage individuals to engage in behaviors that are not identical but are similar. For example, watching someone engage in acts of kindness, like helping a friend, might inspire a child to be more generous or cooperative in their own ways. And here are the educational implications of social learning theory. Social learning theory has numerous implications for classroom use. First, students often learn great deal simply by observing other people. Social learning theory emphasizes observational learning, meaning students can acquire knowledge, skills, and behaviors by watching others. In a classroom setting, this implies that peer learning demonstrations and role modeling by teachers or classmates can be highly effective teaching tools. When students see someone perform a task, they understand not only the mechanics but also the attitude and strategies required for success. The second is describing the consequences of behavior can effectively increase the appropriate behaviors and decrease inappropriate ones. This can involve discussing with learners about the rewards and consequences of various behaviors. By discussing the consequences, both positive and negative, of certain behaviors, teachers can help students understand the outcomes of their actions without needing to experience them directly. This verbal reinforcement helps reinforce what is acceptable or encouraged in a learning environment, guiding students toward positive behaviors and encouraging negative ones through understanding, rather than trial and error. The third is modeling provides an alternative to shaping for teachers' new behaviors. Instead of using shaping, which is operant conditioning, modeling can provide a faster, more efficient means for teaching new behavior. What is shaping? Shaping is a technique from operant conditioning, involves reinforcing small steps toward a target behavior. However, modeling can be a quicker and more efficient way to teach because students can replicate behaviors they observe in others. For instance, instead of gradually teaching proper classroom behaviors through a series of reinforcements, a teacher could demonstrate the desired behavior and have students imitate it directly. The fourth is teachers and parents must model appropriate behaviors and take care that they do not model inappropriate behaviors. Since students often imitate the behaviors they observe in authority figures like teachers and parents, it is crucial that these adults demonstrate positive behaviors such as respect, responsibility, and fairness. If inappropriate behaviors are modeled, students may unknowingly adopt these as acceptable, which can negatively impact their social and academic development. And the last is teachers should expose students to a variety of other models. This technique is especially important to break down traditional stereotypes. To combat stereotypes and broaden students' perspectives, teachers should provide diverse models in terms of race, gender, abilities, and cultures. This exposure allows students to see that individuals from different backgrounds can be successful, creative, and competent in a variety of ways. It encourages inclusivity and open-mindedness, breaking down traditional stereotypes and promoting diverse role models for all students to learn from. And that's all for my part. I hope you learned something and thank you for listening.